Welcome to today's daily recap for June 30th, 2020. Today in the chart room at 7:32 Central Time, the levels for the market calls were provided in the room ahead of time. Let's get started. Today, in looking at the opening at 8:30 here, the dark shaded area, if we were to start with one of the methods, the one and done, we will look at that and see how that played out today. So in the beginning of the market, if it would have opened up here and would have played, we would have a loser that would have worked out negatively for us. That still works out in the one and done as we get to play the next levels that are in there, trying to take money out of the market and be positive. Here's the next level up above that would have worked, providing you with 5 points. The loser would have been 6 points. And then as we get back in, here's another play on this one here for another 5 points. Now out of this trade, when we have this, because this works as the one and done, there's an opportunity to take something off for the 5 points and continue the move up, and obviously if it comes back into your entry, you'd be taking that off. So I'm marking this for 5 points, but in this entry, if you would have played this original back down, taking it off, you would have made 5 points on this one, would have never came back, and you could have continued the trade going back up. But from the one and done perspective, there would have been, just by playing the levels and just looking for 5 points, you would have had one loser and 2 winners, making for a positive day of just moving forward and then obviously continuing on the trade. As we move forward in the day, if we were to continue looking for the levels and playing those, we would have been in the same situation, as these would be moved over now. From this perspective, from a contextual arrangement, looking at it from there, we'd still have the same amount, just taking from the 5 points if you weren't swinging. So we had these original plays that were in here. We would not look to have this one, as this area has been played a second time, but we could play the next level, which is up here that worked, down to here, comes for a smaller win, and then back into the course here for another long, which gives us a win. And then again, this has been played and worn out a couple times, so we would not look to play it. But going into the next level here, being fair, we would count this as a loser. And then pulling back up, there's no fill here. Here is a fill, making another winner. I'll start moving them over here. And then as we come up, now this ends up playing, so that makes for another winner. And then as we come back down, this play here would end up being a loser, being taken out for 6 points. Not getting filled here, playing this back, down for another winner for your 5 points. Being played over, so we would not play it again. Now here's the first time it's been played. Here's another time we can play it the second time, creating another winner, so we would avoid it. We continue the day. This level up here ends up being a loser for us, and then is not filled. If we played this again, this would be another one, making for another loser, and then into here plays for a winner, back into here for another winner, either calling it for the day, but I will continue the trades as we get into them. And then as we pull back down for another time, as this came into it, moving back down, this would end up being a loser. We'll move it over here. And then pulling back into here for another winner, back down. And then into here, being this up back here as the day ends. So continuing, moving from a one and done perspective, obviously we had winners that were there from that methodology. You could have moved away again after 30 minutes being in the market. If you continued it just from a scalping perspective, again, I want to reiterate, that's not just scalping, it is also from a swing perspective. But if you just scalp the trade, do the levels work out? So you would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losers for 36 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for 60 points. So out of there, that would have been a total of 24 points for the day if you would have just played the back and forth action and not sitting on a swing trade for the contextual method. So again, we do teach that there are opportunities for scalping and swinging based upon how we teach the method, so that you can recognize when you should be swinging, and at the same time too, if you're looking just to come into the market and be done, the one and done method showed that you could be done in 30 minutes and still be positive. The overview of everything is never to have a losing week, and never blow an account based upon the methods that I have designed. The other one that we had talked about earlier in the week too was a time-based, and that trade would still be working in off of the short that would have been in this level up here and pulling down. So the trade has not been negated or taken away. You would still be waiting with additional profit in hand and continuing that trade until it went above your entry price, and then we would get out and look for another time-based trade from that perspective. So that's your daily recap for today, June 30th. It is the last day of the month for 2020.